What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. So in this video, I want to talk about some lessons learned or some friendly reminders that have come up for me that I'd just like to pass along to you guys. Number one is do not sell the farm for cryptocurrency. Okay, I think that we've all got the reminder that this period is good for us, good for the market because it stabilizes things. It gives us time to reflect and step away from the euphoria. Because sometimes, well, like they say on the football field, no pain, no gain, right? So if you're not willing to go through these hardships, how are you supposed to build character and really appreciate what you had? I mean, if everything was just given to you so easily, how would you even know what it felt like to receive a great gift, right? Or if everyone could just win the Super Bowl, then why would the team that wins the Super Bowl even appreciate the Super Bowl? So you have to go through these hardships and these challenges so that you can appreciate things. And even in cryptocurrency, it's not always just going to go up, 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 up and away. All right. So sometimes it's going to pull back on us, and we've seen that happen. So number one is just managing expectations, realizing that things are going to go up and things are going to pull back. Okay. Also, we're not gonna quit our day jobs and all of a sudden become day traders because nothing is guaranteed. All right, so everyone should have a real job and they should continue to do their business as usual. And who am I to tell you what to do, right? I mean, that's the next question. You're like, really, Jeff? Who are you to tell me what to do? Well, I'm just a guy that's just talking here and you're listening to this video, and this isn't professional financial advice, and you need to take accountability for your own decisions that you make. And we say that in every single video. And if you're a newbie here, yeah, I mean, if you decide to take out a position in Bitcoin or Ethereum or fork it into some other altcoin, that's your decision. That's not because you heard your favorite YouTuber or your favorite Twitter guy or Vitalik or myself or Steve or Shaylin or someone over in who knows where tell you to do something. Just because, that's like saying that you watched a video on buying the next Honda Civic, and then the Honda Civic 2 years later, what's the bet? As they SHIT's the bet, right? So, with all that being said, you have to take a look at reality. Reality is reality. You can't run away from that, right? So, we all take accountability for our own actions. And yeah, I mean, you can't blame Honda because they made a great commercial about it, right? And you decided you wanted to buy it. Okay. Now there is some responsibility that's on us, of course, and there's responsibility on everybody, just as there's responsibility on you. And in putting out the disclaimer that I'm not a professional cryptocurrency investor. I'll be the first to say that. I'm aspiring to build a portfolio, and I'm rooting. I'm a fan of cryptocurrency, but I also have to be a fan of life and continue to go about my own business. So the next thing is, I would say, especially if you're a newbie, you shouldn't be putting in any more than like a small fraction of your income. Money that you can is expendable income. You shouldn't be if you're not making enough money, if you're just barely getting by, you shouldn't be putting too much money in there. And I would say that it could even be said that you shouldn't put any more than 10% in, period, of your income, even if it's expendable or not. You should always diversify, and that's up to you how you want to do it, but that would be what I would say. Don't put any more than 10% in the market, you know? And at some point in time, probably cap yourself out and just run with what's left. I'm seeing on Twitter, for example, people saying things like, "Oh, I'm down $50,000, but I'm just gonna hold." I'm like, "Wow, man, how did you go down $50,000? You must have bought at all-time highs." So, with that being said, remember, if you're a newbie, especially, we don't buy at all-time highs, because what ends up happening when they're at all-time highs is you're approaching a peak, and the peak usually falls down. So we saw that a lot of you newbies, and I know a lot of you guys are. I found out that most of the people who follow this channel started getting into cryptocurrency around like November, December timeframe. I've discovered that. I didn't realize how many new people there are until I started talking to some of you guys. A lot of you got in November, December. Okay. So I get that. And, you saw a massive run in December that created a sense of euphoria, but that's really unsustainable. So one of the things, this is not a paid advertisement, okay? This is a book. It's on Audible. You can get it. It's called Master the Market with Confidence, Discipline, and a Winning Attitude, Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. This is for the stock market, but because markets in general are usually markets, cryptocurrency or stock markets. I mean, you saw the dot-com bubble with what happened back then in the 90s. Now, this book here, it is long and drawn out. What I did when I listened to it on my Audible was I would go for walks and I would just put my earbuds in. Now I got earbuds. I don't know if you ever used earbuds before. You just pop them in your ear. They don't have any wires. Those are pretty convenient. I like them. That's not a paid advertisement either, but I'm just saying I don't like the wire that hangs right down. So I just got these earbuds. They're wireless. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this book, skip the first chapter because the first chapter is like an introduction about the book. So go straight to the second chapter, and he just jumps right into it, and he goes into great detail. And I really enjoyed it, and I thought that well, I didn't enjoy it because it's kind of dry, but it's good. It taught me what I needed is some really important things, and I'm recommending it to you guys. I posted it here on Twitter, and I also posted it on Instagram. By the way, guys, if you're looking to see what I look like, because about 100,000, no, not 100,000, but a bunch of you guys have asked me, hey, Jeff, when are you going to show your face? This is my face. This is me, okay? Now, with all that being said, we'll just move right along because this is just a picture of a dude, and that's about it. But Altcoin Army standing by Commander Jeff. You guys are pretty nice people, I would say. You know, actually, you guys are all really kind to me. I appreciate all the nice words. I always thought you have a full beard. The man, the myth, the legend. I've read some of these. I haven't really responded. Jeff is the GOAT. That is cool. That's funny. Hey, Jeff, it's good to see you. Yeah, I learned from my mistake at this point. I feel like I'm losing. I got another 1K. See, when I hear that, I'm like, oh, geez. I don't want to hear you guys losing, right? So this is what inspires me to keep making more and more videos, because when I hear people are losing, I'm like, well, I got to get out there and make a video because we got to get this thing squared away. But then again, it's completely out of my hands when the market goes south, right? I mean, I'm like driving in my car and I'm like, oh man, that's a massive red pool. That's a just a red sea, right? Okay, 685. Yeah, see. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see where this thing's going, but I don't like to see it. It drives me. It doesn't drive me nuts, actually, because I'm at the point now where I've seen it so many times because I've been investing in cryptocurrency. I've heard FUD. I mean, even if I flash back to the China FUD, China closed down exchanges. China's way bigger than Korea. The impact that the China exchange stuff had on the market lasted about a week. So this FUD stuff, it happens. It's South Korea, not North Korea, but they're talking about South Korea because North Korea is where Kim Jong-un is, and he's the supposed dictator, and South Korea is the democratic government style of governance, but they just call it Korea, although North and South, they're on the Korean peninsula. Little geography lesson for you, but North Korea and South Korea, two totally different countries. They actually had a war that divided the country. It's called the Korean War. I think it's called the 32nd Parallel. I can't remember. I know it's called the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. Right there at the border, you got it's like South and North. They're both Korean people, but they don't like each other because they have different political systems, basically. Anyways, that's the South Koreans that they're talking about. So Ripple's just taking a pounding still. Cardano's blah blah blah. Yeah. Now, with this Warren Buffett stuff that just came out, let's address that a little bit further and talk about it more in detail. Warren Buffett historically has not liked tech ever. I mean, Warren Buffett, I was wrong on Google and too dumb to appreciate Amazon. So, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world, at least so far as I last heard. I don't know if he's been passed up again, but if Sergey Brin and Larry Page were to add up their net worth as one, they'd probably be the richest people in the world. But then again, if you added up all the Walton family, maybe the Waltons would from Walmart. But he did say I was wrong on Google. So he has a terrible track record with anything to do tech. So I wouldn't get too riled up about this Warren Buffett stuff. And I would tell everyone, look, Buffett's been wrong on Google and Amazon, and you're telling me that he's going to be right all of a sudden on Bitcoin? Look, I mean, here he is again, or here he is saying Buffett on cryptocurrencies. I can say with most certainty that they will come to a bad ending. He just says these things. He is a fantastic investor, but he invests in things like Coca-Cola and McDonald's and stuff like that, and he's been successful with those corporations for a long time. But on tech, he doesn't have the greatest track record. Here it is. Why does Warren Buffett largely avoid investing in the technology sector? This is on Investopedia. You can go over that. Here's the real reason Warren Buffett doesn't invest in technology or Bitcoin. This is on Business Insider. You can check it out. Silicon Valley venture capitalist Mark Andreessen set Twitter tongues waging yesterday when he dismissed Warren Buffett's skepticism about Bitcoin by suggesting that Buffett was an old white guy capping on technology he didn't understand. This comes from 2014. So, here he is. Why did Warren Buffett struggle during the dot-com bubble? They said the dot-com bubble of the late 90s was a wild time for the stock market. Internet stocks were trading through the roof. Tech IPOs were technically a daily experience, and people quit their jobs to make millions day trading. Okay, so let's learn from the dot-com bubble and not quit our jobs and start day trading cryptocurrencies, okay? Let's at least take that as a lesson away from the dot-com bubble. But even a day trading chimp could make money in a market that went up every day. That was kind of like the cryptocurrency, but at least cryptocurrency doesn't go up every single day. It takes, as I've been saying lately, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, or 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. But yeah, Buffett, he just doesn't have the greatest track record when it comes to tech. Now, if we just peel over here, South Korea plans to ban cryptocurrency trading, rattles market. We just touched on that, but I guess are you guys going to miss that Korean won? It'll have to come in through the market. It'll have to come in the market somehow. That aggressive business guys in Korea will figure out a way to get back in the market. Here's some stuff that I was talking about recently. People are asking me if I'm buying right now. I am not. I'm waiting to see where the bottom of this FUD attack leaves us. This is why we consolidate at peaks and all-time highs. What I meant by that, well, so obviously this is a peak. I believe that's the Himalayas, or is that the Matterhorn? I can't tell. But I use that image. So what I mean by consolidating at peaks, when the market was up here, I was making videos. Some of you guys might remember this. This was about 5-6 days ago. Even when I made the Tron video, I got a lot of negative feedback from people who were saying that I was fudding Tron. I wasn't fudding Tron. I was identifying a peak. When the market was peaking right here, I was consolidating. If you flash back 2 or 3 days ago, I mentioned in my video that I was consolidating. Now, why was I doing that? Because I could tell a peak was forming. Right now, I can't exactly pinpoint why I'm able to identify when the peak is forming, other than right now I'm just going off of sheer instinct. My instinct is, I feel like for whatever reason, I'm able to instinctually discover that. Now, right now, my instincts are, there's nothing really that I'm picking up on, and I wouldn't even get so sold on my instinct. Like, I'm not trying to put that out there. It's just, I don't really know why I was able to identify some of these more recent peaks, other than just having experience and my instinct telling me that it was happening. So I was consolidating, and it ended up working out for me. But I'm trying to figure out how to explain it in a way that I can without trying to sound like I'm just this guy with this great instinct, because that's not true at all. But right here you can see when it drops like this and breaks resistance, which it broke on the January 3rd resistance, the next resistance that we'd be looking for it to break would be $600 billion if it broke that. But we're still up in the year. Like, the market's still up this year, even at this price. So we're still higher than we were heading into the new year. And we're still even above the all-time high in 2017 here at $685 billion. So we're really not in that bad a shape, but it does put things into perspective. And especially if you're a newbie and you just got invested in the market, you're probably like, oh man, I just bought all-time highs. But this is why we hold. And this is why we stress this so much on this channel. And I know people were telling me, they're like, stop telling these fools to hold, because just let them lose their money. They need to learn. But I'm saying, like, if you just can take anything away from all this, just hold. Ladies and gentlemen, just saying, be prepared for the annual FUD that takes place around this time of year. Be prepared to hold. Might be a long hold until June based on historicals, just getting mind right for the long hold. And I say that because, so in the comments, some people were saying, why do you even tell these people to hold? Like, are whales at play or newbies with weak hands folding? I spelled weak wrong. I realize that, but because Twitter won't let us edit tweets. 50 and 50. I mean, this is 4,968 votes here. People are saying whales are at play, and the other half is saying newbies are folding, and it's probably a bit of both. So if you're a newbie, learn to hold. I even had a conversation with a newbie friend of mine. She's been trading, or she just got into Bitcoin. She's not even trading. She just got into Bitcoin. She's concerned because she's down $100 on her Bitcoin. And I was like, what you do is you hold. Are you trying to buy Bitcoin so you can sell it tomorrow? Are you trying to buy Bitcoin so you can sell it next week? She's like, no. And I'm like, well, then don't panic. And she's like, okay, you're right. I probably am panicking. So I could see how the newbie mentality would get, especially when you just buy into something and it goes down, you're like, oh man, it's like buying a house and the next week it going down in price from where you, in appraisal, right? So the big thing is don't buy at all-time highs, okay? So if you're trying to get your mom or your family or your dad into the market, don't try and get them in at all-time highs. Wait for the market to kind of consolidate like it has right now. Like right now is a good time to get the parents, the family, the best friend into the market because it's consolidating. The market is consolidated. Most of these people have consolidated, probably back into fiat. Me, I kept everything into cryptocurrency because I'm looking to build my cryptocurrency portfolio. I'm not looking to build my fiat portfolio. Although at some point I would like to do something with fiat, like maybe buy a house. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not even close to that right now. So yeah, on lows like this, it would be a good time to get your friends and family into the market at this price. But for me, I'm not trying to buy anything, but I would say it's a better time to get into the market here on a dip than it is to get in when something's going on an uptrend. Because otherwise that's FOMO, fear of missing out. It's like, hey, Dad, you better jump into the market before this thing goes to the moon because look, it keeps on going up. And then all of a sudden your dad jumps in and it falls off and he's like automatically for his first round, he's like, whoa, son, what did you just get me into? And you're like, Dad, just hold. And your dad's like, but I'm down so much. I mean, I'm down, like the guy that said he's down $50,000. I was like, whoa, where was that guy? I got to see this. I think he said it right here. That's funny. Oh yeah, you said you're going to play some football. I actually didn't play any football. I actually went on a journey. I'm actually not at my house. I'm at a hotel. So I did get out of the house. But that's why I didn't make any videos. I posted on Twitter. But thanks, Crypto Days, for looking out for me, if that's what you're doing. And without huge fees, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, so he's saying we need Jeff to talk right now. Oh, this is funny. Okay, but where's this guy who said he is down $50,000? This tweet leave me the anxiety for the future. I said, just hold. These FUD attacks are nothing new. Do something besides watch the market. That's what I was saying. I mean, really, that's what I meant that. I said, he said the market is correcting fast. I was down 2K in 5 minutes, and now just down 500. It's all over the South Korea market ban. This illustrates the need to hold and not panic. Definitely holding. You aren't losing until you sell. He's right. You don't lose until you sell. I'm not buying or selling right now. Whales are playing games. 20B just went back into the market. I said this guy gets it. I meant that because he understands. I'm saying I'm not buying anything at the moment, just holding my positions. Consolidates at the peaks and all-time highs. Yeah, so consolidate at the peaks means when you start to see a peak forming, and you have a lot of profits, like if you're up 4 times, 5 times, and you see a peak building, and you think that some of your positions might potentially be overpriced, you consolidate that into a store of value like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Litecoin or even US dollars or USDT and hold it on your, you know what I mean? That's what I mean, consolidate. So take your profits because you're anticipating that something could potentially pull back. So if you consolidate and you go into a store of value that doesn't lose much value when your altcoins pull back, then you can buy back into your altcoins on the dip with more purchasing power. That's basically what I mean. Okay, so let's see where the market's at, 685. Let's see. This is a long video, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, but yeah, we're still at 685. Anyways, guys, if you're new here, like I said, you can subscribe to us on Instagram, on Twitter, altcoinbuzzio, and you can subscribe to this channel. Click that bell for notifications. Also, you can get notified on Twitter with the bell. So we'll see you guys next time.